So there's this Reddit thread that is titled "Tired of Bag Tubers," and if you don't know, my main channel is all about backpacks, bags and reviewing items for traveling. And while that Reddit thread had a lot of valid and constructive criticism, there was also so much negative feedback that, in my humble opinion, wasn't really applicable to the small channels that all of the bag tubers are, and that wasn't really considerate of the creators of those videos. And that is why some of those comments kind of bummed me out, although they weren't really directed at me as far as I was able to tell. Nevertheless, I was bummed out, and that is why I wanted to make this video about how you as a creator, and especially as a new creator, should concentrate purely on yourself and don't get bummed out by some negative feedback. So I don't want to go too much into this post. As I said, there was a lot of valid and constructive feedback, but as I said, I felt like some of the feedback wasn't really considering that most of the bag review channels aren't as big. Again, I can kind of relate to some of the feedback because I really think similarly about those bigger YouTube channels that review, for example, phones or tech or cameras. But in the case of bag reviewers, those are all, in my humble opinion, small channels that need to rely on some of the, in air quotes, tactics. For example, one of the argument was, oh, they only review these specific bags that are so popular, but don't review the smaller bags. And from my experience, when I review bags that aren't very well known, for example, no one would actually watch that video. And if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I put so much work into making these videos. I film a lot, I edit a lot, I color grade, I buy music. And when you review a bag that is not that well known, or where you can anticipate that not people want to watch that, then you only get like 100 or 200 views. With the second channel, that is totally fine. But on my main channel, I put so much work and investment, money, time into those videos that reviewing a bag that is not well known, yields in a video that is basically useless in terms of return of investment. Is that the word? Return of investment, yeah. So again, I totally can understand some of the criticism, but again, for smaller channels, that doesn't always really apply. And more importantly, the argument of, yeah, you got that bag for free or you are using affiliate marketing is not really fair, because on one hand, you kind of overestimate what the bag is worth or what you can actually earn, and you underestimate the value of the work that the creator puts into that video. Even if a bag that you receive is worth like 100 to 200 euros, you put so much work into making that video, so much time, that even if you would get minimum wage, you wouldn't get back that money or that worth of that bag. So in my humble opinion, with my videos, I don't see a point to kind of be biased or to kind of gloss over the bag or make the bag more attractive just because I got that bag for free, right? And the same holds true with affiliate links. All of the affiliate marketing links that I have for one specific items, I usually get like just 10 bucks or anything. So that is something where I thought that is a little bit unfair of a criticism in that Reddit post. I totally understand it from the perspective of bigger channels, but for smaller channels, I think it's a little bit unfair, or not really viewed from the perspective of a smaller creator who just wants to make their channel run. Because we all, or at least in the bag world, most of them are not living from YouTube. We have a main job, so we obviously try to make videos that are interesting to us but also to you, and making a video that is only catering to hundreds of views is not really worth the effort of going through a couple of days of work. But again, I totally understand everyone in that Reddit, and I can see and understand the argument with other bigger channels. So this brings us to this video, and again, I don't want to kind of poke the bird's nest, is that the word, or poke the bee's nest, because again, I totally understand all of the people in that subreddit. I just was a little bit bummed out because I think I put so much work into my videos, and most of the criticism I have tried to kind of address in all of my videos, but not that many people watch my videos. And on one hand, I was really happy that it seems like most of the people in that Reddit thread weren't watching my videos, because I wasn't like targeted in those negative feedback. But on the other hand, it shows me that most of those people don't watch my videos. So I was kind of bummed out about those negative feedback. And again, I totally understand all of those feedback and that criticism, and I can kind of relate that to bigger channels. But again, this is why I wanted to make this video, because I feel like, especially with smaller channels, it is so important to kind of concentrate on what you're doing. And especially when you're smaller, concentrate on finding your own voice, making your videos, and not try to kind of block yourself even more than you already do to do these videos. Because as I mentioned in previous videos, it is so likely that we all stand in our way when we want to make these videos. For example, we tell ourselves, oh, I will make those videos if I have better equipment. Or I have this huge idea of a video, but I need time and money and investments to just make that video, and then we stand in our way. And I, in air quotes, preach that so many times in these videos, that in my humble opinion, you should just start. You should allow yourself to make mistakes. You should allow yourself to experiment making the videos, to slowly find your style and what you want to make, because in the beginning, not many people will watch these videos, and that will give you the opportunity to experiment, to just try out what you want to make, what niche you kind of want to cater to. And then going back to this Reddit thread, at some point there will come some negative voices. As I also mentioned in the don't look at the negative comments, the hateful comments. Look at constructive feedback, don't get me wrong. There's always constructive feedback, even if it's packaged negatively. You can always take something out of that feedback. But it is so important not to get discouraged and not to get kind of even more in your way making these videos. So what I'm trying to say is concentrate on yourself and concentrate on making these videos, no matter how loud some voices might be it inside your head, for example, oh, I need this better camera to make that video, or voices from outside who will tell you. And that happened to me in the beginning. A lot of times many people said like, oh, your German accent is so annoying, oh, you are so boring because you're speaking so slow. And I was obviously speaking slow because this is my second language. Speaking like this, articulating myself like this, was the result of a lot of repetition, a lot of work. But in the beginning, many people will tell you, oh, you're boring, or I can't stand your voice because you have a German accent. Please do not get discouraged by that. Then again, there will be some constructive feedback as well, even if it's packaged in a very hateful way. For example, in the beginning, I was also rambling a lot, and that was very true. So I started making some more B-roll, making it much easier for me to kind of hide away when I was rambling, cutting out some of the stuff that I was rambling about and put some B-roll on top of it so you can't see that I cut something away. So that is also some valid criticism. And again, I'm not saying to not listen to anyone outside. I'm just saying that pick the constructive feedback, but do not get discouraged making these videos. That is so important. Concentrate on yourself, concentrate on the videos that you want to make. And even if you don't know what to make yet, just try to create these videos. And again, I can only repeat myself. Allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to experiment, and allow yourself to make stupid videos. That is also something many people have asked me. Hey, I don't know what kind of videos to make. And again, this comes back to this thought in your head where you say, oh, I want to make this big video. No, you don't need to. In the beginning, no one will watch you anyways. And that is a good thing. Just Make a stupid video, make something that you enjoy. Even if you just talk about going to the supermarket, that is experience in making that video. That's experience in filming outside when people are there. That's experience talking to the camera. And because no one, or not that many people will watch that video, that is so liberating. That is something that you should remind yourself of. Make that video, no matter how small it is, no matter how stupid it is, no matter how many mistakes you make, just experiment. And yeah, that is everything that I want to give to you and tell you that please do not get discouraged. Make a video, post it in the comment section below, show it to me, I will watch it, and if you want, I will give you some constructive feedback. Yeah, that was this short little video, and I just want to say to anyone who was in that Reddit thread, I value the feedback, I value the constructive criticism, but please also consider the viewpoint of the creator who puts so much effort into that video. And if that video isn't for you, just switch off. You don't have to watch this. All of these videos, from your perspective, if you consume them, they are for free. You can watch them for free. Obviously, there will be some ads from YouTube, but basically still the videos are for free, and the creator put so much effort into making these videos. So if you don't like them, yeah, just switch off. Please don't leave negative feedback or hateful comments on there. Leave constructive feedback. That is always great. But yeah, consider the viewpoint of the creator who puts so much effort into making that video. Alright, that was my short little vlog. If you want to see the video about how to stay sane on YouTube, then watch this video up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. I see you in the next video. Thank you very much.